Frank Maloney, great to see David Price back in action so soon after his last win against Matt Skelton. Tony Thompson's a two-time world title challenger. He brings a lot to the table. Are you concerned that he might come here and cause an upset?
Well, I'm always concerned, no matter who David fights, because heavyweight boxing is so unpredictable. One punch changes the whole history of the division, as people know, and I've been down that road before. But it's a fight we need. It's a fight we have to take. It's a stepping up fight. It's another opponent on a different level. For David to become heavyweight champion of the world, we have to prepare him in the right way. This is the right fight at the right time. If David Price can't get past Tony Thompson, then Frank Maloney has got it wrong.
Thompson's last fight was his second fight against Klitschko, where he lost last year. It's a good yardstick, is it, for David Price to be measured against how far away he is from potentially fighting Vladimir Klitschko?
Well, people will do that, but David Price will be told just to go out there, don't worry about the pressures, just beat this guy. And that's all you can tell him. You don't want him to go out there saying, well, I've got to beat him before Klitschko beats him, I've got to finish him off before that. That's putting unnecessary pressure on your fight, so you don't do that. He goes out there to win this fight. That's what boxing's all about. People only talk about winners, they don't talk about losers in boxing.
There's a lot of talk of the Tyson Fury fight. I know you're probably tired of being asked that question, but another British heavyweight, Derek Chisora, he fights on Box Nation. Is he a viable option for a future fight for David Price?
Definitely. I mean, I would like to fight Derek. I think Derek's another good measuring stone for how far David Price has advanced. Yep, if we can sit down, I would sit down with Frank Warren and talk that fight. I've probably got more chance of making that fight than I've making the other fight. So, yeah, it's something that I think we could see on the agenda.
It's great to see another big super heavyweight in this country, following the likes of Lennox Lewis. Audley Harrison didn't quite achieve his full potential, but David is not just a big guy, he's always in shape, he looks in tremendous shape already, and he's 2 months away from the fight pretty much. Is it good to be working with someone who takes the sport so seriously?
Definitely. I mean, I was spoiled. I worked with Lennox Lewis, who was the best. I worked with Scott Harrison, who got himself in great shape. I worked with a young fighter called Paul Ingalls, who became. These fighters were dedicated fighters. I've been spoilt with some fighters. And David Price has given me back the passion I want, the love for the sport I want, the privilege of working with a fighter that really dedicated and really knows what he's got to do to get to the top. There's lots of fighters out there who could get to the top. But are they as dedicated as they should be? No. But it's to be that special fighter, you have to have something different. Ricky Hatton had it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to work with him. Carl Froch, I believe, has got it. And I haven't worked with Carl Froch. There's only a few fighters that actually have it. I think young Kevin Satchel's got it, who's on this card as well. So, there's something special about working with good fighters. It makes the promoters, it makes the managers' job a lot easier.
And just quickly, we've seen an announcement previously that you're working with Loaded TV on some things. Can you elaborate on what projects you're going to be working with them on? Well,
we're going to develop boxing on there. It's not going to be mega fights because of the budget. We're going to see how it goes. I know that if the right fight came up, they would dig deep into their pockets to get it. But at the moment, it's a new station, just start to develop boxing program, and it's going to give the opportunity to young fighters to develop. So you could say it's a college and not a university of boxing at the moment.